Hello everyone, welcome to Tech of the Day. Today again we're going to talk about authentication and authorization. I have already discussed in my previous video about authentication and authorization. What is authentication and authorization? What is the difference? And I presented a single example using cookie authentication. In this video, I'm going to talk about more identity authentication. I'll explain detail later on. Before going further, if you haven't come across me, I am Nitesh Sharma, a .NET developer, and helping you to get more knowledge about .NET, .NET Core. Let's go. So, if you don't know what is authentication, simply it's about who am I. So, it's just to verify who are you, and authorization is what can I do, what am I allowed to do, and what are my roles. So all these three sentences means the same thing, but yeah, this is what you can say. Let's go to the live example. I have a video here. Okay, so last time I presented you this simple authentication and authorization using let me just show you using cookie. So to remind you, I created an authentication mechanism using this cookie system, and then I was checking its claims and its rules, its policies to verify the authorization. So if I go here and I was just checking if it has this policy, this rule, and it was really simple authentication without anything extra. So here, if you can see, I didn't really have much. Now I am going to talk about simple authentication authorization using MS Identity, Microsoft Identity Server. Sorry, Microsoft Identity, not server. There is a difference. So I hope I don't say anything like this. So here we go. I have a controller which has just which is just going to return a view. It's a simple application which what you will get when you just initialize it. So let me just show you here. I have nothing special. It's the same application what you will get after you create. So extra thing I'm doing here, add a DB context, and I'm using in-memory database just to not to have the extra work for entity framework or for SQL Server, whatever database you will use. So I'm just doing it that way. So I'm going to use in-memory database. Rest I have commented out, and this is just for mail. You can ignore this thing. And this is default. You get add controller with views. Then I have same thing. You get this one. If it's development, then use exception page. It's default. You get this one. I'm using to get my content up and running for my from this folder, which is not really specific, which is specific to this application, but you don't have to do it. Your application, you should not do it like this as well. And then I'm using use endpoint. So this is simple application. Let me just run it. It I hope it runs. Okay. I'm really difficult with waiting for all this. Okay, so it works. It displays this home page, and home page is this one, index page. Simple. I hope it's clear till now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add authentication and authorization in my startup. So what do we need? If you already know, so first we need to add the authentication and then authorization, or Also we need to add the system. How do we want to save that? So first you need to say, oh, I'm going to use authentication. Okay, then the method, what type of authentication, how you gonna deal with it, and then how you gonna save it. So like authentication and its configuration, you can say. So what I am doing here is, okay, till here, okay, let's do till here. So I'm simply adding identity user. This is specific to Microsoft Identity and identity roles. So I'm adding a type of identity for specific identity type which is predefined in your ASP.NET Core identity and same role. And then I'm giving a configuration, password, required length, required digit, blah blah blah, all those things, and require confirmed email, all that. So this is my what? This is my configuration for my authentication, for my identity user and roles. And then I am adding add identity framework stores. This is a little bit more specific because I'm saying a app db context. I'm passing app db context and adding this thing by default in my database. So then I have identity user and identity role in my database. And then I'm using add default token provider. I could specify what type of token provider I want, but just to keep it simple, I'm using default token provider. So till now it's simply creating two tables, let's say in database, identity user and identity role, and with this configuration. So if I just go to this one, it has identity user with, if you just pass name of the identity user, and then it will initialize it for you, and it has all these fields. So you will have in your table all this thing. Okay, now I'm going to tell him how you gonna deal with it, because I just said okay, I want to do it like this with my configuration, but you need to store and handle your authentication as well. So I'm going to store I'm going to store it in cookie, application cookie, and with this cookie name. If I'm not authorized, then it will redirect me to home/login. I hope it's clear till now. So I just added in my service identity and configuration for my application with cookie. So simply I added these two things. Now I need to use that. So I added it my in my service. Now I need to use that. So I'm using app.authentication, and then I'm using app.authorization. So now I'm ready to go. So let's go to our home controller and add some more functionalities. And now, okay, so let's say this one, I have another view which is tech of the day, and with authorized header. So if you don't know it's authorized attribute, you can create your own attribute as well. Just need to inherit this in your class. So you just create a public class, my custom attribute, my custom authorized attribute, and then inherit authorized attribute from, and then you can handle or override its existing functions. So you have this view now here, and what you need to do now, because you just saying authorize. If I run this, okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, because for the first page I didn't say anything, and now I'm going to say tag of the day. and cannot be found. Why? Because I did not say home/login. Let's go back. If you remember, I said when I want to go to my tech of the day page, it has authorized attribute, and then if I'm not logged in, so it has authorized attribute, and when it has authorized attribute, it checks for it if it's logged in or not, and if it's not logged in, then it will say, oh, I will redirect you to home/login, but I don't have home/login home/login page. So okay, I will do this thing, but this is simply a page. But after, okay, my page is sending as an http post request to sign in with username and password, but I will show you later on. Let me just run this one first. We will go one by one, otherwise. Now it found the login page, of course, and I will just log in with my simple login. What it did, it just logged in, but nothing happened. Why? Because in my login controller here, I do not say where to go, so it's just returning the same thing again. So if I just go here and I say, oh, I need to, because the function I'm using, he should log in here, and but it does not have this user manager and sign in manager, because user manager is the identity user I'm using. User manager is identity user, and sign in manager is also identity user, sorry, but with for the sign in manager you have these two managers automatically from identity. So Microsoft ASP.NET Core.Identity. So you don't need to do or create your own user manager and sign-in managers. And I need to pass them through using the dependency injection. If you don't know dependency injection, let me know. I think I can do another video related to it, because this is also good feature and nice to learn thing for .NET Core. So what I said, okay, I I check, find by name async username. If I don't find the user, if it's null, then what I do, I just say, oh, sign in manager, using sign in manager, password sign in async username and password. I pass the password, username and password, and with some two default functionalities. So let me show you how many functions you have. You have password sign in async, and I have these properties to pass. Is persistence, is locked out, on failure, and I passed false for both. And then if my sign in succeed, then I redirect to my index page. If sign in does not succeed in any other case, I redirect to action to register. So I need to have register view as well. So I have this register view, and after my register view, I need, for the post request, I need to have this one, because when I have my ready to go, I think till here, register view, ready to go register view, when it will make a post request, it will use this register method. Let me show you in my, so let me show you first my login method. Login, so the action is home/login and post. with these two things, username and password. And same way for register, it has the same thing, and action is home/register. So I need to have two those two sorry, this is for old one, those two thing. But I need to have another one. I'm not going to use this thing, verify verify email thing. This is extra service, extra thing you can add in your thing to check if you want to verify email or not. Okay, so we are ready to go now. I will explain register later. Let's see. I'm going to my tech of the day page, and I'm not logged in, so it should redirect me to login page. I'm going to log in. Testing. Oh, but I am not registered, so it will say you are not registered, so first you need to register. Okay, I'm going to register myself and then register, and then it will redirect me to email verification page. But that worked simply. So if I just go back to my tech of the day page, okay, and let me just register now, sorry, login now. Oops, I am logged in, and let me show you my cookie. Now up I have my cookie tech of the day dot cookie. So I have this big cookie because I have all the information about the user, what is his name, blah blah, all those things. So now if I just want to go again to my tech of the day page, I should be able to go there because I have the valid cookie. So tech of the day is my secret to stay ahead of everyone. So if you want to stay ahead of everyone, use tech of the day YouTube channel. And I hope you liked this video. I will do another video, other videos there. Those videos are a little bit advanced because I will talk about identity server 4, and I will talk about OpenID Connect. I will talk about SSO. So please stay tuned. I hope you would really like those videos. And if you have any kind of question related to these videos, please let me know. Um, I would be really happy to tell you or discuss anything about it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.